Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to iGeek Tech, and today we're going to be diving into Apple's newest flagship phone, the iPhone 17 Pro. Now, we're going to see if this phone is worth spending the $1,100 this costs in 2026. We're going to cover everything when it comes to design, performance, battery, camera, and what changed and whether it's worth it, and if you should really upgrade. Let's get into it. So when it comes to unboxing the device, obviously mine's already been unboxed. I got this device when it did launch back in 2025. This is my personal iPhone device. A USB Type-C cable, and then the literature packet. Pretty simple this year. Like, it's literally just a card saying that your phone doesn't carry eSIM anymore, because obviously in the United States specifically, the iPhone 17 Pro is eSIM only. There is no SIM card slot, which is actually a benefit to this phone. I'll get into that a little bit later on in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So with the iPhone 17 Pro, it does feature a 6.3 Super Retina XDR OLED display, supporting up to 120 Hz with 3000 nits of outdoor brightness. So it's super great and super bright for outdoor use, right? Powered by Apple's A19 Pro chip with 12 gigabytes of RAM. The performance with gaming, productivity, and AI workloads is top of the class and doesn't really get any better than this, right? On Geekbench 6 here, I do have it performing with a single core score of 3793 and a multi-core score of 8973. So obviously top of the line flagship device. So getting into the camera with this phone does offer a triple 48 megapixel sensor, the first time in Apple history, coming from the iPhone 16 Pro's 48 megapixel 12 megapixel telephoto lens. Now this year it does get the upgraded 48 megapixel telephoto lens, unlocking some great features, right? So the main camera does offer a 1x 24 millimeter, 28 millimeter, and 35 millimeter now, right? And a 2x optical digital zoom, kind of that crops the photo. It's still at 24 megapixels, right? The 4x camera, which is actually a downgrade from the 5x featured on the 16 Pro, right? But it does also zoom up to 8 times now with a similar feature with the Fusion, with the main telephoto camera. It also does feature the 48 megapixel ultra wide camera that is featured on the iPhone 16 Pro as well. And obviously when it comes to the software side of things, iOS 26 did come and ship along the device here. Obviously it has the cool liquid glass design and stuff like that, with the cool app icons. Has I like to show the home screen and stuff like that. Kind of everything's kind of transparent and see-through. You can also customize it a little bit to have everything kind of look clear or tinted to a specific color. I like to keep mine kind of the regular app, so it's kind of easier to see and everything kind of blends together. But obviously, with the common drawbacks of iOS 26 aside, right, with software size, right, this phone does run iOS 26 like a champ. Obviously, this is the phone that ships with it, and I do believe that this phone is going to probably be one of Apple's longest supported devices, right, where this is going to probably get 7 to 8 years worth of software support, right? That's typically how Apple usually does support their devices. But with the RAM update going from 8 to 12 gigs of RAM, I believe this is going to be supported for a super duper long time. So when it comes to design wise, obviously there was a huge design change this year compared to the 16 Pro. So when it comes to the 17 Pro, it actually does feature this camera plateau feature where they move the LiDAR and flashlight sensor off to the corner here with the microphone as well, right? Obviously with the camera plateau design, most of the hardware is actually up here with the phone this year, and most of the extra spaces for battery, for the vapor chamber cooling system that has now, and the aluminum unibody also does support much better cooling. Obviously features the camera control button offered in the 16 Pro, where you can kind of zoom in and out and stuff like that and change the cameras around. Definitely with the vapor chamber, just to kind of briefly mention it again, it really does work compared to the 15 Pro and even the 16 Pro. Those phones can get a little hot sometimes, right? And with this vapor chamber, this phone barely gets hot, and it's actually really surprisingly good. Obviously, when it gets less hot, it helps with battery life, and it's definitely more performative in a sense like that. Like, it's much better when it comes to sustainable performance with the device as well. So when it comes to the cameras as well, this year another big features is the new front-facing camera. I'm gonna show kind of an example on screen real quick on what that kind of does, where it can kind of crop, go ultra wide. So another great feature with the iPhone 17 Pro is actually the new selfie camera. It does come with an upgraded 18 megapixel front camera that's like kind of a square. I'm showing you an example on screen right now on how this is honestly really cool, because it kind of gives you like an ultra wide camera on the front facing screen, which makes taking those selfie shots or even doing like vlogging in YouTube, it makes it so much easier. Another cool thing when it comes to video is that there's actually this feature called dual capture now too, where you can kind of shoot the like with the back camera here and then also have like a feature on the front camera here kind of showing you how you would react like in a situation. This is honestly really cool for like content creators, like people who do TikTok, YouTube. When it comes to video though, this does go up to Apple Log and ProRes HDR to 4K 120 with an external device attached to it, like an SSD. Other than that, it'll only do 4K 30 if you just go native hardware. But if you just do regular videos, it does go up to 4K 120 hertz, which is honestly like super nice and super smooth, especially with that new 120 hertz display. Obviously, you can't see it on camera here because, you know, the video is shot in 30 FPS. But when it comes to sustained performance through recording and stuff like that, it's actually really cool because, you know, obviously with the vapor chamber and everything, the video actually stays like, the phone stays cool throughout the video process. When it comes to battery life, this phone will definitely last you a day. The Pro model series here obviously has the smaller battery compared to the Pro Max, but you can definitely get a full day's worth of use here. There'll be days where I'm working, I'm outside, I'm doing a lot of things, and I'll be out for like 18 to 20 hours sometimes, right? I know I do a lot, but and I'll come home and the phone still have like 30% battery, right? So this definitely is like the best obviously Apple has to offer when it comes to battery and stuff like that. But if you want the best battery, obviously I would jump to the Pro Max. When it comes to just like the small 6.3-inch design, this battery is unbeatable. So some cons with the iPhone 17 Pro, some people don't really think this design looks like premium. It kind of does look a little bit downgraded compared to the 16 Pro, where the 16 Pro has the nice titanium rails. It definitely feels much better in the hand compared to the 17 Pro. It just feels more premium. This feels like a premium phone, like $1,000 phone. This phone, not so much form over function, but the most form over function phone this year would definitely be the iPhone Air. I actually did review this phone not too long ago, so if you guys want to check that out, I do have a review up there where I was actually kind of comparing this phone and this phone to each other, right? So if you want to see if this phone's worth it, I do have a video up there if you want to check it out. And obviously with the new aluminum unibody design, this phone is definitely a little bit heavier than the previous models of iPhone. And it also is one of the thickest iPhones that has come out in the last couple of years, definitely compared to like the 16 Pro and the Air. And the Air here, this phone is definitely a lot thicker than these other devices. So who is this phone really made for? This phone is made for the people who want the best of the best when it comes to Apple, right? This is for the power users, the gamers, the people who love photography and video creators, right? And people who just want the best of the best iPhones with the best battery life, you know, so on and so forth, right? But if you do have an iPhone 15 Pro or 16 Pro, the upgrades aren't that massive. If you really want the best of the best experience, now, if you do prioritize like better premium materials, then I would definitely go for more like an iPhone 16 Pro or an iPhone 15 Pro, because these do feature the titanium rails on the side, which feel a lot nicer on the hand compared to the iPhone 17 Pro, like I said earlier, that is the aluminum unibody design. So what phone should you upgrade from? So if you have an iPhone 13 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro, I definitely would consider the upgrade at this point, especially when now the new phones have the USB-C design. It has better, obviously, battery life. The cameras are definitely now a huge jump, especially if you're going from a 14 and a 13 Pro, right? If you're going from like an iPhone 15 and younger, I would definitely go for something like the 17 Pro. If you're going from like, but then also there does come the option of the iPhone 17 as well. That obviously is a super great phone, you know, has the promotion, everything like that. But if you are a pro user, like, and if you're running a little bit of an older Pro phone like the 14 Pro and 13 Pro, and even a 12 Pro or 15 Pro, I would think this phone would be worth the upgrade. I would avoid it. Like I said, if you had a 15 Pro, you still could probably get a little bit extra life with this phone. This phone is still pretty good and pretty responsive in 2026, and it still does support Apple Intelligence. And if you do have the 16 Pro, Apple's flagship model of last year, I wouldn't really recommend updating it. You're not really getting that much better performance. Obviously, if you want the new design and everything like that, that's the only reason I would jump ship, right? But when it comes to that, I wouldn't really recommend the upgrade if you have a newer device like that. But what do you guys think? Do you think the iPhone 17 Pro is worth it in 2026? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, and comment below to see like what should I do next. I'm your host, iGeekTech today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.